Ashriya. Hi, Testine. Good evening, everybody. I hope all of you are aware the admit cards are out, right? The admit cards are out. I think there was a little bit of a technical delay. I couldn't get the link, but thankfully the team supported, and then we were able to get through it. So I hope आप सबको पता है कि your admit cards are finally out. Please make sure that you're taking a look at it. You're also accordingly preparing to make sure that you reach day after tomorrow on time. Just make the most of it. और वही मैं क्लास में भी कह रही थी कि लास्ट मिनट पे अभी rather than doing any new topic, it's always advisable to make sure that आप ये सारे के सारे logistical concerns को iron out कर रहे हैं. Don't take anything in the examination hall because वो बाहर रखेंगे, सबमिट करोगे, उससे प्रॉब्लम होगी. तो कुछ भी कैरी करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. only the bare minimum whatever they've asked you, your ID card. तो प्लीज थोड़ा रूल्स को adhere कीजिएगा. It just creates unnecessary panic. मैं बहुत बार देखती हूँ बच्चे जो है अपना पूरा का पूरा लगेज दे रहे होते हैं. There's no need, just travel as light as possible. ये आपका कोई बोर्ड एग्जाम नहीं है जिसमें लास्ट मिनट पे आप कुछ लर्न भी कर पाएंगे. So just travel very light, go for it. इंटायरली अगर आपके साथ कोई जा रहा है तो बैग में ही कोई भी व्हीकल है या किसी और को वो देख के आइएगा. गुड इवनिंग एवरीबडी. गुड इवनिंग संशरी, डोमिनेटर, शेनवागा, इथीरियल, फ्यूचर ड्रीम्स, पूजा, नेहा, देवशेष, हिमांशी. गुड इवनिंग एवरीवन. गुड इवनिंग सुप्रतिम. ऑलराइट, सो देरी नहीं करते हुए जल्दी से स्टार्ट करते हैं. थोड़ा लाइट रखेंगे एंड ऑफ कोर्स ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट. विशिंग एवरीवन ग्रेट सक्सेस. आई होप ऑल ऑफ यू कम flying with absolutely great colors. May all your hard work come, into full fruition right now. So let's very quickly get started. और हम लोग तो of course आपका analysis करने ही वाले हैं 6th को. सारे groups पे भी I'll let you know all together. No, Himanshi, totally committed now. Okay, totally committed. Completely, totally married. Now June attempt के लिए तो as it is you'll see a lot of magic happening. So fully committed. Hustle is on the top spirit altogether. No one can actually stop our hustle at all. Okay. Alright, so देरी नहीं करते हुए let's just very quickly get started. Thanks Dominator, that's great. Alright, let's quickly get started. You can of course connect. Please do let me know. जैसे कुछ WhatsApp platforms भी हैं. Do let me know how your paper goes. I'd love to hear क्या questions आए, क्या you missed, what were the things that you were really confident about. So we'd really love to hear from you. So please make sure that all of you do inform us and keep in touch. With us. And of course, like I always say for the past 2 days, best of luck, right? Ample of luck. Make sure that you don't get irritated, you don't get frustrated, you're very happy, अच्छी तरह से make sure that you give it, because this is what you were all preparing for. The final exam is always the exam that you're always constantly preparing for. So wishing you great luck, right? I hope all of you become like that Pat Cummins and you're coming up with flying colors. You're just showing and silencing all critics. हमारे खुद के critics कितने सारे होते हैं, right? We are having our relatives, we have our friends who are constantly telling us, they're demotivating us कि भाई तुम्हारी बस की नहीं है. It's time to just make sure that you shine bright, you show how talented all of you are, and all your hard work is definitely going to be paying off. Okay, चलो आज हम कुछ questions को practice करेंगे, very basic level questions. Let's just quickly get started and let's just quickly gear up. आपका live analysis 6 दिसंबर के पेपर का हम करेंगे. इसमें of course आपकी मदद की जरूरत हमें पड़ेगी. 200%, no denial about it. 200%. Please let me know. There are certain WhatsApp groups also जिनमें मैं part में हूँ. Instagram पे also you can DM me. Please feel free to let me know how essentially your paper goes. On Instagram, Neerja Raheja 2308, Neerja Raheja 2308. Telegram पे English Literature Hustlers. YouTube channel पे भी you can let us know about how your paper goes. So please do keep us posted. We are desperately waiting more than you. We are really worried about how your exam goes. So please do let us know how your overall paper goes. Okay? And of course, आपका live analysis करेंगे. We will also try to meet you outside examination hall. So please make sure that all of you do let us know. Fine. Okay. So jaldi se let's just quickly get started. These are very easy questions that you're able to see. I recognize that its heroine. Is a little prig and its hero is a pompous ass, but I do not care. About which novel of Jane Austen is a statement made by Somerset Maugham? Somerset Maugham ने एक वर्क लिखा है बुक्स इन यू, और उसमें कहते हैं आई नो कि जेन ऑस्टन का स्कोप जो है दैट इज लिमिटेड, बट नॉनदलेस शी इज एक्चुअली वन ऑफ द फिनोमिनल राइटर्स दैट यू कैन हैव, क्योंकि उनका इन डेप्थ एनालिसिस ऑफ कैरेक्टर जो है वो बिल्कुल बेहतरीन है, ठीक है। सो व्हाट इज द नेम ऑफ द वर्क? द नेम ऑफ द वर्क इज द 1940 वर्क बुक्स इन यू। 1940 में बुक्स इन यू करके विलियम समरसेट मॉगम का आया था बुक्स इन यू। And remember, William Somerset Maugham is considered to be one novel wonder of human bondage जिन्होंने लिखी है। So that is like a one novel wonder, एक novel की वजह से बहुत ज्यादा popular और प्रसिद्ध हो गए हैं। What is the correct answer over here? A lot of you are giving the right answers. Okay, Farman King has given us the right answer. Supratim has given us the right answer. Dominator has given. Himanshi has given. English language and literature has given. उससे पहले भी ऊपर क्या है? Dominator Rajneesh has given. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. ये मैंसफील्ड पार्क के लिए बोला जा रहा है. This is actually being said for Mansfield Park. So I hope you will be able to, recollect most of these statements. Net में आपको ये statements of course आती हैं. तो how book and you के अंदर विलियम समरसेट मॉगम ये पूरे के पूरे रिमार्क्स दे रहे हैं. प्लीज मेक अ नोट ऑफ इट एंड डू रिमेंबर दैट. ओके, which among the following is not an American slave work? ठीक है, कुछ क्वेश्चंस जो मैंने एंड में दिए उनके एक्सप्लेनेशंस भी है, ये कुछ आइस ब्रेकर क्वेश्चंस हैं दैट वी आर प्रैक्टिसिंग राइट नाउ. इनमें से कौन सा स्लेव नैरेटिव नहीं है? इट इज नॉट एन एग्जांपल ऑफ अ स्लेव नैरेटिव. दिस इज नॉट एक्चुअली एन एग्जांपल ऑफ अ स्लेव नैरेटिव. What is not an example of a slave narrative altogether that you're able to see? Quickly tell us what is the correct answer over here. Quickly tell us what is the correct answer over here. जल्दी से ध्यान से देखिएगा and do let us know which is the correct answer over here. Okay, excellent, excellent. Supratim has given the right answer. Song of Enchantment किसने लिखा है? बेन ओकरी ने लिखा है. अभी अभी हम लोगों ने फैमिश रोड का अजारो वाला क्वेश्चन क्लासरूम क्लास में भी किया था. So Song of Enchantment is a work that is coming from the pen of Ben Okri. ये corruption के बारे में तो है, but it's not essentially a slave narrative, right? Slave narratives की category usually क्या है? Slave narratives are mostly considered to be your fugitive narratives, fugitive bhagoda, right? People are running away, people are trying to escape. Slave narratives बता रहे हैं about the kind of unchristian activities that the so-called colonizers were engaging into. It shows us the reality and it shows the dehumanization and the psychological impact that slaves have on their mindset, right? Interesting narrative of life of Abdullah Quano, ये बेहतरीन example है slave narrative का. So this is of course extremely important from our examination perspective. Also इसका full title क्या है? The interesting narrative of life of Abdullah Quano, Augustus Vasa the African. पहली बार publish हुआ था 1789 में. When was it published for the very first time? 1789 में आपका आ रहा था. Set them in order भी अगर आता है, so you better be very sure about it because you will be getting such kind of questions altogether. Okay, but what are you able to see? You are able to see that the other work. So narrative of Solomon Northup, that's of course important. 12 years a slave. This is coming. The autobiography of Solomon Northup. And even when we are talking about, ठीक है, हेनरी बिब भी खुद ही हेनरी बिब ने लिखा है. कई बार हम इसको देखते नहीं है. वी आर नॉट एबल टू सी दिस नैरेटिव ऑफ लाइफ एंड एडवेंचर्स ऑफ हेनरी बिब एन अमेरिकन स्लेव जो है, दिस इज कमिंग इन 1849. दैट इज आल्सो स्लेव नैरेटिव, राइट? दिस इज कमिंग इन 1849. ओके, एंड सोलोमन नॉर्थअप का तो 12 इयर्स अ स्लेव का ऑस्कर अवार्ड विनिंग मूवी भी बन रखी है. तो ये तीनों बेहतरीन एग्जांपल है, हेनरी बिब, अब्दुल्ला क्वानो एंड सोलोमन नॉर्थअप. बट सॉन्ग ऑफ एन्चैंटमेंट ये किसने लिखा है? बेन ओक्री ने लिखा है. So please keep that in mind. This by Ben Okri. It's set in a mythic African village altogether that you are able to see. और Azaro child, Azaro spirit child के बारे में है. So please remember that Song of Enchantment is not an example of a fugitive slave narrative that you are able to see. Okay. I recognize that its heroine is a little okay. This is something that we've looked at. Moving on to the next question: who among the following theorists has written on affective economies? Affective economies पे कौन लिख रहा है? Who's the one who's writing on affective economies? Affective economies पे कौन कौन लिख रहा है? Who's the one who's writing on affective economies? Affective economies पे कौन लिख रहा है? Who's the one who's writing on it? No. Be very sure. Be very sure. Okay, we've got a lot of you saying D. Why are you a lot of you saying the cultural poetics of emotion जो है? This is by Sarah Ahmed, right? This is by Sarah Ahmed, where she's talking about effective economies, right? Emotions जो है वो भी आपकी economies में use किए जाते हैं. People play with emotions. A lot of times you're purchasing stuff also which is psychologically driven. जैसे business में यहाँ पढ़ाया जाता है आपका motivations क्या होते हैं, gains, psychological gains भी होते हैं. कई बार जब आप डोनेशन देते हो आपको क्या बेनिफिट मिलता है, हाउ डू यू फील इनसाइड, दैट इज आल्सो इक्वली इंपॉर्टेंट. सो सारा अहमद इज द वन हु इज राइटिंग इन द कल्चरल पोएटिक्स ऑफ इमोशन. द कल्चरल पोएटिक्स ऑफ इमोशन के अंदर द कल्चरल पोएटिक्स ऑफ इमोशन, द कल्चरल पोएटिक्स ऑफ इमोशन. आज मैंने फाइनली ये ठीक भी कर लिया है. पेन टैब, रिमेंबर आई वाज टेलिंग यू इतने दिन से वो लिखा ही नहीं जा रहा था, मजा भी नहीं आ रहा था. नाउ बिकॉज परसों के बाद जून अटेम्प्ट के लिए बैक टू बैक आपकी मैराथन क्लासेस होंगी, अच्छे से प्रेपरेशन होगा, फुल फ्लेज्ड आपको यूट्यूब पे भी सपोर्ट मिलेगा. आपका नाइट स्कूल भी स्टार्ट होने वाला है. वेरी गुड नेचुरल थ्रिफ्ट, सॉफ्ट कैपिटलिज्म, वेरी गुड सोनाली मिश्रा, एक्सीलेंट. आप अच्छी तरह से रिवाइज करिए, दैट्स ब्यूटीफुल थिंग. सो अफेक्टिव, आप लोग वैसे भी रीडर रिस्पॉन्स थ्योरी के स्टूडेंट्स हो, यू शुड नो व्हाट इज अफेक्टिव फैलेसी, राइट? So Sarah Ahmed is the right answer. Who among the following is not a Yale critic? Who is not a Yale critic? Who is not a Yale critic? इनमें से कौन सा Yale critic नहीं है? When we are talking about your Yale school altogether, this is your deconstruction school that we are talking about. इनमें से कौन सा Yale critic नहीं है? Who is not a Yale critic? Who is not a Yale critic? Very good. अमृता मानी का सही जवाब आ गया है. Hartman, Paul Deman, J. Hillis Miller, Rolla Barthes is not a Yale critic. Rolla Barthes is not a Yale critic. Yale critic क्या कर रहे थे? They were followers of Derrida. They were followers of the deconstruction school, right? They were all followers of the deconstruction school that you were able to see. So Yale जो आपका आ रहा है उसमें Geoffrey Hartman है, Paul Deman है, J. Hillis Miller है. Rolla Barthes is not an example, right? Rolla Barthes is not an example. Rolla Barthes otherwise is a French person. He's of course a semiotian, and we are able to see that he's coming up with a lot of other theories, but he's not a Yale critic. He is a deconstruction follower. उनको post-structuralism में भी माना जाता है, but Yale critic नहीं है. Okay, so please keep that in mind. No Devashish, cultural materialism, Rolla Barthes. How you can't commit these blunder. Raymond Williams is there, Stephen Greenblatt is there, Alan Sinfield is there, Jonathan Dollimore is there. Rolla Barthes is not cultural materialism. बच्चे blunder नहीं करना है. यही चीजें रोकनी है. यही चीजें आपने रोकनी है. He is also associated. Rolla Barthes is also associated with deconstruction, but Yale school से associated नहीं है. Right? He is not associated with Yale school. Please don't commit these blunders at all. These are going to be really costing us and we'll feel very bad. Okay? Don't get confused. And Devashish, I don't expect it from you at least, बच्चे. So please last minute पे ये गलतियां नहीं करनी है, ये blunders बिल्कुल नहीं करने हैं. Okay? Be a little more careful. Demythologizing is a term associated with the works of. Very important concept that you are having. ये भी आपका hermeneutic approach आ जाता है, which is trying to talk about it. It is associated with which person? It is associated with which person that you are able to see? Demythologization किससे associated है? Even Spinoza, Kant ने भी कोशिश करी थी that they would be able to tell you about it. So who's the person associated with this? Demythologization, New Testament and mythology. उल्टा अभी अभी हम लोग देख भी रहे थे that how when you talk about Palace of Illusions by Chitra Banerjee, Dvakarni, all of these are trying to also trying to go back to those narratives. Absolutely right. Rudolf Bultmann is the correct answer. Rudolf Bultmann is the right answer. Demythologizing. अब आप mythology को वो sacredness, sacrosanct way में नहीं देखते हो. Now you're treating them as literary texts altogether. That is the process of demythologizing. जैसे आपका when we talk about Bible, when you're looking at a holy Bible, you are trying to disassociate itself from that particular thing. अब आपका Ramakin, so many versions that you're able to see, of your religious text. So demythologizing is basically a concept that Rudolf Bultmann talks about. ठीक है, तो ये इसको थोड़ा याद रखना. You are able to see that is how Darwinian theory. जैसे आपका Darwinian theory, when we are talking about Darwinian theory, Darwin had said something which was extremely against Christianity. Of Galileo also, right, questioning the basic premise of Christianity. तो ये आपको याद रखना है, these are all examples of your demythologizing. Okay, who among the following is known as a पोस्ट मार्क्सिस्ट थिंकर? पूरी चीजें मार्क्सिज्म में गलत भी नहीं है, तो इनमें से कौन सा इज कंसिडर्ड टू बी द पोस्ट मार्क्सिस्ट थिंकर, राइट? Who is considered to be an example of a post Marxist thinker? Post Marxist thinker इनमें से कौन सा person है? Who is the post Marxist thinker that we're talking about? Post Marxism, very important. You're trying to talk about that not everything in Marxism was actually incorrect. False consciousness was true, hegemony was true. Of course, what it catapulted in the form of communism was something which was abhorring. But having said that, what is the correct answer? What is the correct answer? Excellent. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Absolutely right, Pooja. And everybody is giving the right answer. Ernest Laclau is the correct answer. देखो आप खुद ही सोच लेते, ये सारे के सारे नियो मार्क्सिस्ट हैं. इनको क्या बोला जाता है? इनको नियो मार्क्सिस्ट बोला जाता है. ठीक है, इनको नियो मार्क्सिस्ट बोला जाता है. जैसे अगर आप सारा अपस्टोन भी पढ़ते हो या रामन सेल्टन भी पढ़ते हो, उसमें अच्छी तरह से कैटेगराइजेशन है कि आपके नियो मार्क्सिस्ट है. बट नियो मार्क्सिस्ट इज वेरी डिफरेंट फ्रॉम पोस्ट मार्क्सिज्म. जो आपके पोस्ट मार्क्सिस्ट थिंकर्स हैं, ओरियन ब्लैक स्वॉन भी इसको अच्छी तरह से बताता है मार्क्सिज्म के अंदर, जिसको हम यूट्यूब पे भी करने वाले हैं. ठीक है, Jonathan Bate, the Song of the Earth was published in. Song of the Earth कब आया है? Jonathan Bate का. He was a professor of English literature at the University of Liverpool. Very aspirational post for a lot of us, right? So what are we able to see? Song of the Earth. Song of the Earth. यहाँ पे क्या सही जवाब है? What is the right answer? 2000 is absolutely the right answer. 2000 is absolutely the correct answer. पर 2000 बिल्कुल सही जवाब हो जाता है. So Song of the Earth, Jonathan Bate जो है, he's trying to talk about the purpose of literary criticism, imagination, इसका क्या role है society के अंदर. That is what he's talking about. Okay, that is what he's talking about. So please be very careful. Please be very mindful. Do not commit these mistakes. Please don't try to look at it. और please याद रखना कि ecological doom, discipline of eco poetics के अंदर ही Song of the Earth आ रहा है. It is coming under the concept of eco poetics. We are all talking about climate change. UAE में floods हो रहे हैं, so everybody is talking about these issues, and here you are able to see this comes across. Who among the following is not a member of the Frankfurt School? He is not a member of the Frankfurt School. He is not a member of the Frankfurt School. Frankfurt School group of researchers किससे associated है? Institute for Social Research. Institute for Social Research से associated है. ध्यान से देखिएगा and tell us what is the correct answer. No worries, Devashish, that's perfectly alright. I trust you. वही मैं कह रही हूँ, आप सबको answers पता होंगे, but exam में do not commit these mistakes. Okay? That's exactly what I'm saying, Bache. What is the correct answer over here, everybody? What is the correct answer over here, everybody? Excellent, excellent, very good, very good, absolutely right. Theodore Adorno is the correct answer, right? So Louis Althusser. So here, आपको थोड़ा सा you will have to be a little more sensible over here. What you are able to see is that Adorno, Eric Fromm, Herbert Marcuse, all of these were people. Walter Benjamin. Althusser is actually a structural Marxist, right? Althusser is actually a structural Marxist that is coming in, ठीक है? तो इस पर्टिकुलर केस में आप क्या देख पा रहे हो? नॉट अ मेंबर ऑफ द फ्रैंकफर्ट स्कूल. हॉर्किमर इज देयर, अडर्नो इज देयर, हर्बर्ट मार्क्यूस इज देयर, बट he is not, Althusser is not, right? This was a very simple question. This was a very, very simple question that you were able to see, that how, your Adorno is there, Herbert Marcuse is there, Max Horkheimer is there, but he is not there. So I hope आपको ये terminology समझ में आ रही है. New Marxist, critical theory, Frankfurt School. अब आप imagine करो, post Marxist thinker और Frankfurt School उन्होंने एक ही साल के पेपर में दे रखा है. That's how critical these categorizations are, that you'll have to be a little more mindful of. Okay, so please keep that in mind. Please remember that. Which of the following methods is the oldest for teaching English language? Oldest for teaching English language. Yes, absolutely. तभी हम अभी प्रैक्टिस करेंगे कि एग्जाम में नहीं करना आपने, ठीक है? तभी we are practicing right now so that you do not commit these blunders, you do not commit these mistakes at all in the exam, right? That is one of the fundamental reasons why we are doing it over here, right? That is the reason why we are doing it over here, so that you do not commit these mistakes in the exam. What is the correct answer over here? What is the correct answer? Very good, excellent, excellent, very good, Devashish, very good, everyone. Grammar translation method आपका traditional method है, classical method है. तुम क्या क्या कर रहे हो, what are you doing, this is a marker, ये एक marker है. तो you're actually translating. आप L1 L2 का use कर रहे हो. This is what is grammar translation method. इसको classical method भी कहा जाता है, इसको old method भी कहा जाता है, right? You are calling it as the old method or classical method altogether. ये सारी चीजें आप इसके अंदर देख रहे हो, ठीक है? So that is the old method. Okay, in the area of theory and research known as second language acquisition, the classroom is considered. The classroom is considered. The classroom is considered as what? The classroom is considered as what? Second language acquisition में classroom को क्या consider किया जाता है? What is classroom? Linguistics में वैसे भी what is classroom? SLA research के लिए what are you able to see? SLA research के लिए what are you able to see? Very good, absolutely right अजीज. अब आपके देखो सही जवाब भी आ रहे हैं जब आप थोड़े से कॉन्शियस हो गए. It is considered to be an experimental laboratory, right? Linguistics के केस में अगर आप second language acquisition को acquire कर रहे हो तो आपका क्लासरूम क्या हो जाता है? आपका क्लासरूम एक एक्सपेरिमेंटल लेबोरेटरी हो जाता है. It's basically an experimental laboratory. So please be careful about this, okay? The arrival of corpus linguistics has revitalized. The arrival of corpus linguistics has revitalized. The arrival of corpus linguistics has revitalized what? Has revitalized? Has revitalized corpus linguistics जो है, what has it revitalized? What has it revitalized altogether? Language studies में corpus linguistics का जो aim है, it's investigating language and the properties by looking at the large collections and samples of text. Good try, very good, Ravi, Devashish, absolutely right. तो corpus linguistics में आप क्या कर रहे हो? The writing of observation based on grammar का corpus आप collect कर रहे हो, and then you're trying to figure out. So absolutely right, absolutely correct. That is what you're actually doing. So second language acquisition हो गया, traditional method हो गया, आपका corpus linguistics हो गया. Now look at it again. आपका thesis writing के लिए this becomes important. Let's see how many of you are able to back the right answer over here. Yes, everyone. Good luck. Yes, absolutely right. Okay, let's just try and answer this question. जल्दी से बताइए. Just try answering this particular question as well. What do you think is the right answer over here? What do you think is the right answer over here? Okay, Aziz, if you are having it in Noida, okay, people who are having it in Noida, please do let us know about it. मुझे directly भी आप बता देना एक बार. जिसका नोएडा के अंदर है अपने सेंटर वगैरह का, प्लीज मुझे DM कर देना, मुझे directly बता भी देना. Maybe you never know, we'll come and interview you and we'll meet you there on the spot only. So please do keep us posted about that, okay? Alright, आप मुझे Instagram पे भी neerja2308 पे बता देना डायरेक्टली मैसेज करके. Okay, very good. Good tries, good attempts all together. Okay, हिमांशी नोएडा सेक्टर 62 आ रहा है. ठीक है, आप मुझे एक बार बता देना सब लोग जिनका नोएडा में है, probably because we are planning to come and meet you all. So we'll try and figure that out. Okay, which of the following is one of the don'ts of writing a dissertation or thesis? One of the don'ts altogether. Compiling a bibliography as soon as the work is started. Avoid jargon wherever possible. It should be kept in mind that dissertation or thesis should take the form of an argument which the writer must attempt to convince the reader. That's true. A researcher should not bother about the use of proper scholarly conventions from very beginning. That is wrong. This is invitation to a big, huge, enormous problem, because अगर आप starting से careful नहीं होंगे, you will actually not be able to do that at the end. आधे से ज़्यादा बार यही research पे problem आता है. Okay, so please make sure that you are definitely focusing on that. Moving on to the next question. In which year did the Indian Education Commission, ये हम लोगों ने कल ही question किए थे, 6th commission in the history of Indian education under the chairmanship of DS Kothari submit its report? कब इन्होंने अपनी रिपोर्ट को सबमिट किया था? When did they submit the report? National Education Commission जो है popularly called as the Kothari Commission, and हम लोगों ने we had looked at all of these also. What is the correct answer over here? Very good, excellent. ये सबका तुरंत एकदम सही जवाब आया है. तो 1964 से 66 तक ये आपका वैसे भी कमीशन चला था. दौलत सिंह कोठारी, right? DS Kothari is Daulat Singh Kothari was the chairman over here at the University Grants Commission, and you are able to see कि 2 October 1964 और इन्होंने 29th June 1966, 29th June 1966, 2nd October 1964 पे काम शुरू करा एंड 29th June 1966 पे इन्होंने अपनी रिपोर्ट को सबमिट करा है. प्लीज रिमेंबर दैट, ठीक है. एंड व्हाट वर दे वर द सिक्स्थ कमीशन दैट यू वर एबल टू सी आफ्टर इंडिपेंडेंस, द फर्स्ट कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव कमीशन ऑन एजुकेशन एनालिसिस, ठीक है. आपका your Kothari commission that you were able to see. Who was the chairman of the University Education Commission 1948? University Education Commission का chairman कौन है? University Education Commission का chairman कौन है? Who was the chairman of the University Education Commission? ये हम लोगों ने करा भी था. We had looked at it. We had looked at Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan yesterday in the classroom class also. Very good, very good, very good. S. Radhakrishnan is right answer. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan is absolutely the right answer here. Which of the following is the first newspaper of India? The first newspaper of India. Which of the following is the first newspaper in India? The first English language newspaper that was published. It was founded in Calcutta. So, ये कौन सा paper है that we are talking about? Calcutta was the capital of British India at that time. Remember? So, ये किसने करा था? James Augustus. James Augustus. Second last name उसका था क्या? Very good. Hickey is Bengal. James Augustus Hickey ने Hickey's Bengal Gazette, right? Hickey's Bengal Gazette करा था. So please remember, very important. ये you know, the newspaper was a strong critic of Governor General of Warren Hastings. Warren Hastings का एक strong critique ये particular work कर रहा था. Hickey's Bengal Gazette. Hickey's Bengal Gazette, ठीक है. So आप लोगों ने यहाँ पर you saw, you know, कोठारी कमीशन, कैसे कोठारी कमीशन ने 2nd October को 2nd October 1964 से काम स्टार्ट किया, 29 जून को 1966 सबमिट करी रिपोर्ट. एंड सर्वपल्ली राधाकृष्णन is also you know, heading the commission of the education in the post independence India. And आपका first newspaper of India ये Hickey's Bengal Gazette है. Okay, the great object of the British government ought to be the promotion of European literature and science among the natives. All funds appropriate for the purpose of education would be best employed on English education alone. ये किसने बनाया है? ये तो बहुत ही simple सा question है. 7th March 1835 पे कौन बना रहा है? 7th March 1835 पे कौन बना रहा है? Be very careful while answering this. Be very careful while answering this, because when you're talking about it, you have to be very clear, right? You have to be very clear. It is not Macaulay. तो थोड़ा सा दिस वाज बेनेडिक्ट. मैंने आपको ये कल ही बताया था क्लासरूम क्लास में भी स्टार्टिंग में कि जो अप्रूवल मकौले को कौन दे रहा था, वो मिस्टर बेनेडिक्ट दे रहे थे, ठीक है. तो ये क्वेश्चंस गलत नहीं करने. बेनेडिक्ट इज द राइट आंसर, ठीक है. बेनेडिक्ट इज द राइट आंसर. कल भी आई वाज टेलिंग यू दिस ओनली. ब्रज खाचरू इन दिस 3 सर्कल्स. कल भी मैंने आपको पूरा का पूरा इनर सर्कल, आउटर सर्कल, एक्सपैंडिंग सर्कल हम लोगों ने कल ही क्लासरूम क्लास में बनाया भी था. आई होप आपने वो पीडीएफ डाउनलोड करके उसको कर लिया होगा. So Braj Khachru in the 3 circles of English observes that English speaking countries are separated into 3 groups. Choose the correct answer. Choose the correct answer. इनमें से कौन सा सही जवाब है? What is the correct answer that we are able to see? The 3 circles model जो आ रहा है, what all circles are coming in? What all circles are coming in? Coming in EFL, ESL, ये सब आपका इधर ही आता है, right? EFL Indian English as a foreign language, ESL English as a secondary language. ये सारे जो कॉन्सेप्ट्स हैं आपके, ये सब इधर ही आ रहे हैं. Absolutely right. Inner, outer and expanding. Inner, outer and expanding. कल ही हम लोगों ने क्लासरूम क्लास में किया है. इंडिया किसका सर्कल का पार्ट है? इंडिया इज आउटर सर्कल का पार्ट, वेयर इंग्लिश इज नॉट आर, यू नो, व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इंडिया, इंडिया में क्या हो रहा है? इंग्लिश इज नॉट आर L1, इंग्लिश इज आर L2. ठीक है. तो प्लीज रिमेंबर दैट. Which of the following is true in the context of new criticism? In the context of new criticism, which of the following is true? In the context of new criticism, which of the following is true? Which of the following is true? Very good, very nice, very nice. Which of the following is true? Which of the following is true? जल्दी से बताइए यहाँ पर. What becomes the right answer? कल हम लोगों ने काफी questions जो थे क्लासरूम क्लास में न्यू क्रिटिसिज्म से एसोसिएटेड करे थे. तो यहाँ पर क्या what becomes the right answer over here? ठीक है. Which of the following is true in the context of new criticism? New criticism follows tradition of historical criticism, not at all. Historic criticism is extrinsic criticism, intrinsic extrinsic हो जाता है, ठीक है. The main law of new criticism is that it should be subjective analysis, wrong. The distinctive procedure for a new critic is explication. The distinction between literary genres does play an essential role. Literary genres जो है वो आपका स्ट्रक्चरलिज्म में आ जाता है. जैसे genre studies आती है ना, genre studies कहाँ पर important है? स्ट्रक्चरलिज्म में ये बहुत important है, ठीक है. कहाँ पर important है? स्ट्रक्चरलिज्म में important है. तो बेस्ट है एक्सप्लिकेशन, जब आप एक्सप्लिकेट कर रहे हो आपका जो भी एनालिसिस है, क्योंकि बाकी तो सब गलत है, राइट. ऑल द रेस्ट आर एब्सोल्युटली इनकरेक्ट एंड यू आर एबल टू सी आलिया रिचर्ड्स का प्रैक्टिकल क्रिटिसिज्म 1929, सेट देम इन ऑर्डर भी आता है. विलियम एमसन का 7 टाइप्स ऑफ एम्बिग्विटी 1930 हो गया, या टी.एस. एलियट जो कह रहे हैं ट्रेडिशनल एंड इंडिविजुअल टैलेंट 1917 एटसेट्रा. जॉन क्रू रैंसम न्यू क्रिटिसिज्म 1941. तो आपको टेक्स्ट सारे के सारे याद रखने हैं, ओके. The pamphlet, The Power of Love, proclaiming the importance of brotherhood as a means of achieving radical change in social relationship, was written by The Power of Love, The Power of Love, proclaiming brotherhood. The Power of Love, proclaiming brotherhood. The Power of Love, proclaiming brotherhood. यहाँ पे what is the correct answer? The Power of Love. What is the correct answer? Right? What is the correct answer that you are able to see? 1 year after the English Civil War, 1643 में ये आ रहा है, as you are able to see. What is the correct answer over here, everyone? What is the correct answer over here? Very good, very good. William Baldwin is the correct answer. William Baldwin, ठीक है. William Baldwin जो है, he is the one, right? So ये आपको थोड़ा सा याद रखना पड़ेगा. It is trying to talk about the entire process as it is. जो आपका Puritan literature आ रहा है, 17th century literature आ रहा है, that becomes a important body. An essay on the principles of human action was written by. An essay on the principles of human action was written by. An essay on the principles of human action कौन लिख रहा है? An essay on the principles of human action, who's the one who's writing this? Just think about it properly and then try answering this particular question. जल्दी से बताइए what is the correct answer over here. Very simple question that you are able to see that is coming. Very important as well. Good. Arpana Rana, very nice, very nice. William Hazlitt is the right answer. An essay on the principles of human action, right? Hazlitt is the one. Which of the following is false about Frederick Douglass? Frederick Douglass. देखो, Civil War, slave narrative के ऊपर 2 questions same paper में also they have given. So please be very careful. Which of the following is false? Which of the following is false? Abolitionist literature के लिए के associated है. So which of the following is actually false? It's literally trying to tell you about how somebody escaped slavery, especially during the Civil War, and comes out of it. जल्दी से बताइए what becomes the right answer. Okay, Douglas's autobiography belongs to the tradition. मैंने आपको बताया था भगोड़ा, fugitive slave narrative, popular in North before the Civil War. That is true. He provides a first-person account that he spent. Right. He is famous as an orator dedicated to Black liberation movement and also an abolitionist. जो ज़्यादातर सारे के सारे लोग थे who were associated with the transcendental movement. Remember, all the transcendental movement people. All the transcendental movement people, Dial is the magazine that you are able to see. They were all against slavery. They were all against slavery. Up from Slavery is not by him. I hope we are very clear about it, right? Up from Slavery is not a work that he has written. So I hope we are absolutely clear about it. Booker T. Washington का जो work है, we don't have any problems about that. The phrase structure of feeling is attributed to. Beautiful work altogether. Structure of feeling किससे associated है? और अभी देवशीष ने बोला भी था वो word जो cultural materialism से when he was trying to associate. Who's the one associated with structure of feeling? Who's the one associated with structure of feeling? Structure of feeling से who's associated with structure of feeling? Who's associated with structure of feeling? It is Raymond Williams, right? It is Raymond Williams. Raymond Williams is associated with structure of feelings, right? Raymond Williams is associated with structure of feelings. That is what you are able to see, okay? Eve Kosofsky, Sedgwick, how you are able to see queer studies में भी आ रहा है, gender studies में भी आ रहा है. Okay, Gaius Deleuze and Guattari, Anti-Oedipus, Capitalism and Schizophrenia, fuses 2 theoretical paradigms. And what are these 2 theoretical paradigms? What are these 2 theoretical paradigms that you are able to see? 2 theoretical paradigms ko he is actually fusing. He is fusing 2 theoretical paradigms. What are the two theoretical paradigms that he's trying to fuse together? यहाँ पे आपके दो ऑप्शंस आएंगे, यहाँ पर आपके दो ऑप्शंस आएंगे. So what is he actually, oh god, yeah, what is he actually trying to fuse together? What is he actually trying to fuse together? I think the question just हाँ right Ravi, question change हो गया. जल्दी जल्दी बताइए यहाँ पर what becomes the right answer? What becomes the correct answer over here? Excellent, absolutely right. See, थोड़ा सा आपको ये याद रखना पड़ेगा that when we are talking about Guattari as well as Deleuze, they are the ones who are including both psychoanalysis and of course they are Marxist in nature, right? Marxist temperament है ही, तो ये दोनों के दोनों आपको include करवा रहे हैं. Which of the two following books are written by Dipesh Chakrabarti? Dipesh Chakrabarti ने कौन सी दो books लिखी है? Which are the two books that Dipesh Chakrabarti has written? Which are the two books that Dipesh Chakrabarti has written? Dipesh Chakrabarti, प्रोवेंशलाइजिंग यूरोप तो किसी को भूलना ही नहीं चाहिए, ये तो पाथ ब्रेकिंग वर्क है which Dipesh Chakrabarti is writing. पोस्ट colonial thought and historical difference that you are able to see, किसी का गलत नहीं आना चाहिए. And the climate of history in a planetary age, the climate of history in a planetary age जो है ये भी आपका आता है, ठीक है. रानाजीत गुहा is associated with the subaltern studies reader. ये क्वेश्चन आपका पूछा जाता है, so you can obviously keep that in mind that how your Ranajit Guha, right? How your Ranajit Guha 1997 Identity and Violence to hai. When is it coming? Identity and Violence is coming in 2006 altogether. Who's the writer? Amartya Sen is the writer, right? Who's the writer? Amartya Sen is the writer. In other words, ye kaun likh raha hai? Jhumpa Lahiri is writing it. Who's writing this particular work? It is Jhumpa Lahiri, right? It is Jhumpa Lahiri who's writing this particular work. But first as well as the fourth, that is written by Dipesh Chakrabarti. That is coming from the pen of Dipesh Chakrabarti. Which of the following two books, which of the following two books have their roots in Foucauldian thoughts on sexuality? Foucauldian thoughts. Foucauldian thoughts आपका होता है. Which of the two works that you are able to see? Which of the two works that you are able to see? इनमें से कौन से दो works you are able to see? So gender trouble, फुको के जो concepts हैं about discourse, power, ideology that you are able to see, so वो आपका clear cut example आ जाता है. And epistemology of the closet, ठीक है. So gender trouble as well as epistemology, these two are works that are actually using the Foucauldian theory altogether. So please remember Judith Butler is using it, right? Judith Butler is actually the one who's actually trying to use it. And even when we are looking at epistemology, Eve Kosofsky-Sedgwick is also trying to use the Foucauldian theory. Foucault ka side is also using, right? What is Foucauldian theory? Foucault kya kehta hai? He's talking about the concept of discourse. He talks about the concept of your, how knowledge production center, knowledge is a controlling agent. So knowledge production wala part bhi. So post-colonial studies also takes into account your Foucauldian studies altogether. Which of the following are written by George Peele? He's a university wit. George Peele is a university wit, right? कुछ questions explanation के साथ भी 5-6 हम लोग करेंगे. But before that, let's just do some of these. Which of the following are written by George Peele? इनमें से कौन सा George Peele ने लिखा है? What is the one that George Peele is actually writing? George Peele is writing. Everybody should get this right. Everybody should get this right. The famous Chronicle of King Edward the First. ये George Peele लिख रहे हैं. George Peele is the writer who's actually writing this particular work. A Ragament of Paris is also something that he is writing, and Old Wives' Tale also. ठीक है, तो ये भी George Peele लिख रहे हैं, ये भी George Peele लिख रहे हैं, और ये भी George Peele लिख रहे हैं. Please remember that. Okay, please keep that in mind. Which of the following are novels written by John Steinbeck? These are novels written by John Steinbeck. These are novels that are coming from the pen of John Steinbeck. So which of these works that you are able to see are coming from the pen of John Steinbeck? Steinbeck is writing it. कौन से works Steinbeck is writing? Grapes of Wrath तो किसी का गलत होना नहीं चाहिए. Steinbeck का Grapes of Wrath, nobody should get it wrong. That is like most important. East of Eden as well as Cannery Row, ये भी John Steinbeck लिख रहे हैं, ठीक है. Very good, Pooja. Very nice. Cannery Row, Pooja Maurya ने भी सही जवाब दिया, and others are also writing it. Very good, very good. ठीक है, ये भी आपका John Steinbeck दे रहे हैं. Steinbeck का masterpiece, of course, Pulitzer Prize winning book है. That is, your Grapes of Wrath. But Cannery Row भी important है आपके लिए. That is where the characters are coming in. East of Eden is also another work. Naked and Dead कौन लिख रहा है? Norman, right? So Norman Mailer is writing Naked and the Dead. I hope we are clear. And To Kill a Mockingbird is by Harper Lee. तो आई होप उसमें कोई भी आपको क्वेश्चन नहीं आ रहा होगा कि कौन कौन से सही है. Identify the correct pair. You have to identify the correct pair. Which of the following is the correct one? Which of the following is correct pair? You have to identify the correct pair. If you have to identify the correct pair, इनमें से कौन सा correct pair हो जाता है? इनमें से कौन सा correct pair है? Aristotle is. Let's just take it one by one. Aristotle is associated with rhetoric. ठीक है? Rhetoric is rather the Greek treatise that he is writing about. So this is absolutely correct. Quintilian is writing, your oratorial institutions. That is something that he is writing altogether. तो ये भी सही हो जाता है. Clint Brooks and R.P. Warren are writing Understanding Fiction, beautiful work altogether. Verbal icon किसने लिखा है? Who's the one who's writing verbal icon? These are things you can't go wrong with. Wimsatt is writing verbal icon. Wimsatt is writing verbal icon. ठीक है? तो again very important. And Great Tradition कौन लिख रहा है? F.R. Levis. F.R. Levis is writing Great Tradition. All right, this is something that Wimsatt is writing. This is something that Wimsatt is writing. तो ये सही है, ये सही है और ये सही है. So A, B, C, they are correct. A, B, C are correctly matched. Okay. All right. Please match the following very quickly. Then I'll make you do 5 quick questions with explanations and then we'll call it a day. जल्दी से match कीजिए list 1 को list 2 के साथ. Please quickly match list 1 with list 2. I want you to quickly match list 1 with list 2. जल्दी से match कीजिए list 1 को with list 2. Let's quickly match that up. A, आपका first part क्या है? When we are talking about blood, blood is what? Blood is your sanguine, right? Blood क्या हो रहा है? Blood is actually your sanguine altogether. Then when we talk about yellow bile is choleric, right? Yellow bile is choleric altogether. Then phalgum is phlegmatic. And what is black bile? Black bile is melancholia. ब्लैक बाइल इज मेलनकोलिया. ठीक है, तो ये आपको याद रखना है. वैसे भी ये आपका इंपॉर्टेंट है from your examination perspective. Now, a few quick questions that I'm having for all of you with explanations. जल्दी से देखिए इसको and try answering this question very very quickly. Okay. जल्दी कीजिए. Himanshi, now don't worry about it, right? Now don't worry about it. The marathon we will be taking place, so now you don't really have to worry about it. Okay, quickly tell what is the correct answer over here. Just grabbing a sip of water. What is the correct answer here, everybody? Right. Let's see how many of you have got the right answer over here. Let's just see how many of you have got the right answer. Okay, I'll first of all also unhide myself. कितने कितने लोगों ने सही जवाब दिया है? Which one of the following groups of novelists has in the given order? Right, you have to basically talk about the given order that is there. So again, इस तरह के questions भी are coming. You really need to remember that. Okay, good. So you are able to see that how Moby Dick, Ahab. So ये आपको थोड़ा सा ध्यान में रखना पड़ेगा. ये set them in order वाले question, chronological questions. These are definitely questions that are coming in these days. So if you are able to identify the text, right? If you are able to identify the text altogether, Voyage Picard, ये सब आपको याद रखना है, right? Megalomania of Ahab, representing American spirit of never give up. Scarlet Letter, आपका Hawthorne जो है, again Hester Prynne, Pearl altogether. That is what you are able to see. Then Roderick Usher, right? Roderick Usher, Follow the House of Usher. अभी हम लोग इस बार एडगर एलन पो, रिमेंबर एनाबेल ली अभी क्वेश्चन कर रहे थे क्लासरूम क्लास के अंदर. एंड देन हेनरी जेम्स का डेजी मिलर. सो ये ऑर्डर आपको थोड़ा सा ध्यान में रखना पड़ेगा. these are very simple questions but you'll have to be a little more careful. ठीक है, you'll have to be a little more careful about it. You can't really get them wrong altogether because they're not very difficult, right? They're not very very difficult as you'll be able to see. चलिए जल्दी से बताइए what becomes the right answer over here. What becomes the right answer that you're able to see? This is a very simple question. This isn't very difficult. This isn't very complicated. So what becomes the correct answer? Yes, I'm waiting for the right answer from all of you. जल्दी से बताइए what becomes the correct answer over here. This is like a really simple question that you are having. This is like a really simple question. Very good, Anjali ने बिल्कुल सही जवाब दे दिया है. Early African American texts like slave narratives were often described as told to narratives as their author dictated their experiences. The person who wrote these experiences are called amanuenses, right? These are the people who are not translators. English literature and translation जैसे हम लोगों ने करा था, topics like samskara, right? All of these that we were looking at. So that is your translators, right? But then amanuenses is the correct answer. So amanuenses क्या है? जो लोग dictation ले रहे हैं, आपको जो जो बोला जा रहा है आप उसका dictation ले रहे हो, जैसे law में भी होता है ना, आपका जज का आप dictations ले रहे होते हो. So that is actually your amanuenses that we are talking about. ठीक है? So please keep that in mind. Okay, who among the following is associated with jazz age? Jazz age से कौन कौन associated है? Who's the one associated with jazz age altogether? Yes, जल्दी से बताइए. Okay, Aitasham. I was wondering, I was like, what is this he is writing, ma'am? International teacher बन गई. मैंने कहा क्या what is happening? Aitasham, welcome. All right. What becomes the correct answer over here? What becomes the correct answer? Who among the following are associated with jazz age? Absolutely right. Ernest Hemingway, Scott Fitzgerald, ये सारे के सारे. So again, you will have to be a little more careful. आपका jazz age roaring 20s से associated है. It is a movement associated with your roaring 20s that you are able to see, right? बाकी सब में problem आ रही है, but F. Scott Fitzgerald and Ernest Hemingway. F. Scott Fitzgerald and Ernest Hemingway, they are people associated with it, ठीक है? Harlem Renaissance, Jazz Age, Black Arts Movement, ये सारे के सारे बहुत ही important movement है. American Black Arts Movement, right? Black Mountain School of Poets, right? Black Mountain School of Poets, ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. Black Mountain School of Poets, right? School of Poets. तो ये जितना ज्यादा आप इसके बारे में नॉलेज रखोगे उतना ही ज्यादा आपके आंसर्स बिल्कुल सही आएंगे. सो रोरिंग 20s भी कहा जाता है, राइट? सो इकोनॉमिक प्रोस्पेरिटी है इमीडिएटली आफ्टर द वॉर. देन हाउ लिकर वाज बैंड बिकॉज पीपल वांटेड absolutely energetic people to go to war in case if there would be war. So that is also coming in. Okay. All right, moving on to the next one. Which of the following observations of lost generation is a term coined by Gertrude Stein is correct. Term coined by Gertrude Stein is correct. जल्दी से बताइए what is the correct answer? Yes, Aziz, absolutely right. Amiri Baraka is also associated with it. Amiri Baraka is also associated with it. चलिए जल्दी बताइए. Which one of the following lost generation? Lost generation. Lost generation again. बहुत ही important concept है. Very good. Ravi Pandey has got it right. Ravi Pandey has got it right. So American expatriate in Europe after the First World War were completely disillusioned. They were not able to understand what is happening. उनको बिल्कुल clarity नहीं हो रही थी, right? So that is what you were able to see. So Lost Generation by Gertrude Stein, right? Lost Generation by Gertrude Stein that was coming in. So please remember that. Disillusioned altogether by the American dream. They were getting completely disillusioned by the American dream. Okay, moving on to the next question. Jaldi se bataiye what is the correct answer? Which amongst the following novel takes place in the state of Georgia during the American Civil War and Reconstruction era? Georgia and American Civil War during the Reconstruction period. During the Reconstruction period. जल्दी से बताइए what is the correct answer? अभी जैसे ऊपर किसी ने लिखा था 2 hours का भी आपका होने वाला है. So structured way में because हम लोगों ने इस बार इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे ज्वाइन भी रेगुलरली 10th नवंबर से किया था. फिर 11th नवंबर के बाद हम लोगों ने आपकी क्रैश कोर्स को दिवाली के टाइम पर शुरू कर दिया था. सो अब आपका बिल्कुल स्ट्रक्चर्ड वे में जून अटेम्प्ट की तैयारी होगी, राइट? बिल्कुल एकदम स्ट्रक्चर्ड वे में आपका जून 2024 की तैयारी होगी. तो उसमें आपका मैराथन सेशंस यूट्यूब पे भी हम लोग अच्छी तरह से मिलेंगे. एंड ऑफ कोर्स आपका जो जून बैच है दैट इज ऑफ कोर्स देयर. Okay, what is the correct answer? Gone with the Wind is absolutely the right answer. Gone with the Wind is absolutely the right answer that you're able to see. ठीक है? तो please यहाँ पे याद रखना Irish immigrant Gerald O'Hara telling you the struggles of young Scarlett O'Hara. आज जैसे याद है आपको क्रिस्टबल के फादर, हम लोग आज जो क्लास में कर रहे थे, तो क्रिस्टबल के जो फादर हैं, that was the name that was coming. So again, you know, Scarlett O'Hara's father. So please keep on correlating. That is important. Which among the following novels contributed to the propounding of the Southern Renaissance? The Southern Renaissance, the Southern Renaissance. Which work are we talking about? The Southern Renaissance. Which work are we essentially talking about over here? कौन से वर्क की बात कर रहे हैं? Which work are we talking about the Southern Renaissance? Very good Dominator. As I lay dying, Southern Renaissance का पार्ट है all together. So Southern Renaissance जो आपका आता है, we are able to see that, you know, so North and South में क्या major differences थे, how you were able to see South supported slavery altogether, ठीक है, उनका पूरा redemption. So Faulkner का work As I Lay Dying, and Faulkner, remember, was one of the most important writers who was actually talking about the stream of consciousness in America instead of American realism. Novels and characters. Novels and characters. जल्दी से बताइए, what is the correct answer? Sorry, novels and characters. What is the correct answer over here? Choose the correct code. For whom the bell tolls? For whom the bell tolls? Robert Jordan. Right? आज हम लोगों ने एलिस मुनरो का भी कैरेक्टर्स किए थे. आई होप यू आर ऑल एबल टू इंटरकरेक्ट. क्लासरूम स्टूडेंट्स, आपके पास तो 45 क्वेश्चंस प्लस आज के जो क्वेश्चंस हैं, ये आपने सारे के सारे अच्छी तरह से रिवाइज करने हैं. यू नो, ऑल ऑफ दीज शुड बी प्रॉपर्ली रिवाइज्ड. टू हैव एंड नॉट, राइट? टू हैव एंड हैव नॉट, again very important work where you are able to see that Harry Morgan is actually coming in. Farewell to Arms, Lieutenant Frederick Henry. Sun Also Rises is Jake Barnes, right? Jake Barnes is also coming in. So Sun Also Rises, Jake is coming, right? He's an expatriate American journalist. Brett is twice divorced Englishman. Altogether, new sexual freedom को represent कर रही हैं. Farewell to Arms, we have Frederick Henry का character, right? So that should be there. For Whom the Bell Tolls, altogether trying to show the brutality of the Spanish Civil War, and you know, the character of Robert Jordan is coming in. Okay, so please keep that in mind. To have and not is Harry Morgan ka character. So again, you are able to see that how the works are divided, how you are actually able to speak about it. Hemingway is of course important. Yes, Dominator Rajneesh, absolutely right. These are all works by Ernest Hemingway. These are all works coming from the pen of Ernest Hemingway. 2017 Man Booker Prize winner Lincoln in the Bardo. Lincoln in the Bardo sheds light on which event in Abraham Lincoln's life? Sheds light on which event of Abraham Lincoln's life? What is the correct answer here? What becomes the correct answer over here? Right. His son's untimely death. Right. Lincoln at the Bardo talks about his son's. William Wallace Lincoln. That is how he's expressing his grief altogether at the death of his own son. Right. He's absolutely devastated. Which of the following works by Ernest Hemingway concerns two men who work at the pump factory? World War One veteran Yogi Johnson and writer Scripps O'Neill. Yogi Johnson and Scripps O'Neill searching for a perfect woman. 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 What is the correct answer here? टॉरेंट्स ऑफ द स्प्रिंग. यस, कृष्णा प्रसाद ने बिल्कुल सही जवाब दिया है. वेरी गुड रवि, शेनबग्गा, अजीज, अमृतवानी. द टॉरेंट्स ऑफ द स्प्रिंग इज द राइट आंसर. टॉरेंट्स ऑफ द स्प्रिंग इज एब्सोल्युटली द करेक्ट आंसर. इट इज सबटाइटल अ रोमांटिक नॉवल इन ऑनर ऑफ द पासिंग ऑफ अ ग्रेट रेस, राइट? सो हेमिंगवे जो है, he is of course trying to put it across. These are the two World War One veteran Yogi Johnson, writer Scripps O'Neill. They're searching for the perfect woman altogether. Begins with O'Neill returning from home to the library and how it starts. The Torrents of the Spring is absolutely the correct answer. Okay, moving on to the next question, and this is one of the last questions that we are having for today. Jaldi se bataiye, what is the correct answer over here? What is the correct answer over here? What is the correct answer that you're able to see? A work by Catherine Mansfield. A work by Catherine Mansfield. The character of Laura Sheridan appears in which of the following stories by Catherine Mansfield? Laura Sheridan. वेरी गुड, गार्डन पार्टी, गार्डन पार्टी इज एब्सोल्युटली द राइट आंसर। प्रियो आप ना थोड़ा लिखेंगे भी तो दैट विल बी बेटर, बिकॉज देन वी सी दैट देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ होर्डिंग अ मटेरियल बट वी डोंट रियली रीड एनीथिंग अनफॉर्चुनेटली। So garden party is there. The wealthy Sheridan family is appearing. Laura is of course charged with instructing the workers on the placement so that she's able to arrange it. Compared with Mrs. Dalloway also preparing for the meal. एक last question आज के लिए आपके लिए है, which are the four essays in Northrop Frye's Anatomy of Criticism? Which are the four essays that you are able to see? And then we are going to be stopping, after covering that. और उसके बाद थोड़े से एक आध और questions I'm just giving it to you. So four essays in Northrop Frye's Anatomy of Criticism. Four essays in Northrop Frye's Anatomy of Criticism. Historical criticism, ethical criticism, right? So which is the correct answer that you're able to see? Which is the correct answer that you're able to see? Archetypal criticism and rhetorical criticism, right? So these are all there. These are all there that you're able to look at. Okay? These are all there that you're able to look at. So Anatomy of Criticism, 4 essays by Northrop Frye. It is trying to talk about all of these things. And जो 4 essays हैं, उसके अंदर you are able to see that these are the aspects that are coming in. Okay? Your historical criticism is there, your ethical criticism is there, your archetypal criticism is there, and rhetorical criticism is there. So all of these forms of criticism are actually coming in, so you'll have to be more careful. Which of the following critics are associated with archetypal criticism? Who's associated with archetypal criticism? Who's associated with archetypal criticism? Archetypal criticism से कौन कौन associated है? Who is associated with archetypal criticism? यहाँ पर सिगमंड फ्रॉइड की वजह से ये गलत हो जाएगा, यहाँ पर केट मिलेट की वजह से गलत हो जाएगा, यहाँ पर एवरीथिंग इज फाइन, यहाँ पर टीएस एलियट एंड फ्रेडरिक जेम्सन इज नॉट archetypal criticism. Elimination method use कीजिए, then you will be able to get it all together. Scottish anthropologist James Fraser, very important writer. Jungian politics, and the Canadian critic Northrop Frye. ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. ऑल ऑफ दीज आर आर्किटाइप्स रिकरिंग इमेजेस, जो कॉमनली अकरिंग आपकी इमेजेस होती हैं. James Fraser का what are you able to see? The argument in the golden bough, the argument in the golden bough, the argument in the golden bough. What is the correct answer? Thanks, Ravi. That's very sweet and kind of you. Okay, what becomes the correct answer over here, everyone? That religion and science shared similar elements, including fertility rites. Death and rebirth myth dominates all cultures. That is true. And mankind progresses from magic through religious belief. अभी जैसे हम पढ़ रहे थे ना, Annabel Lee by Edgar Allan Poe. Annabel Lee in Edgar Allan Poe. इसका क्या main, what is the main theme that you were able to see? Death of a beautiful woman. That was the theme that you were able to look at. और फिर हम लोगों ने कहा था कि कैसे आपका The Raven is inspiring a lot of works, but Annabel Lee was also getting inspired, by the death and decay that Edgar Allan Poe was able to see in other works. So थोड़ा सा parallel draw करना है अभी हम लोगों ने. Yes, absolutely right. Okay, please remember that. Okay, moving on to a second last question that we have for all of you who argued that mythology is the textbook of archetypes. Mythology demythologization भी हम लोगों ने आज कर लिया, but mythology is basically the textbook of archetypes. ये कौन बोल रहा है? Thank you, Sam. That's so sweet of you. That's so sweet of you. That's so sweet of you. And of course, after that, also we'll be working very hard. So Carl Jung is absolutely the correct answer. Carl Jung is absolutely the correct answer that you're able to see. Okay? Carl Jung is absolutely the correct answer that you really need to remember. So please keep that in mind and don't forget to answer that. Okay, moving on to the last question that we are having for all of you today. Amilmart Botkin, again associated with archetypal criticism, patterns in poetry, psychological studies of imagination is a work of archetypal school of criticism involving which psychoanalyst? Involving which psychoanalyst are we talking about? Maud Botkin's archetypal patterns in poetry, किसको बता रहा है? Yes, that's true. Absolutely right. Jung is the correct answer, right? Jung is the correct answer. 1934 book, archetypal patterns that you're able to see. So Botkin is applying the Jungian theory. प्लीज इसको याद रखिएगा. Okay, now best of luck. Don't really don't really waste your time. Just be a little more alert, be very active. Kal, of course, I'll meet all of you at 10:30 p.m. If you can join, well and good. If you can't, that's perfectly all right. Anybody who's having their center in Noida or close to Noida, please एक बार मुझे directly DM जरूर करना. You can either DM me on Instagram Neerja2308 पे, या do let me know. कुछ लोगों के पास मेरा WhatsApp नंबर भी है. हम लोगों ने पेपर वन एनालिसिस के भी ग्रुप्स बनाए थे. प्लीज फील फ्री टू ज्वाइन दोज प्रॉपरली. ठीक है, मैं इंस्टाग्राम पे भी कल एक पोस्ट डाल दूंगी. ओके, सो प्लीज अच्छी तरह से करिएगा. Okay, that's great. That's great. Thanks, Devashish. Thanks, Ravi. Thanks, Aziz. Thanks, Queen. All the very best to all, each one of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dominator Rajneesh. Thanks, Pia Saxena. She's active on. Okay, Ravi, Aftara, Supratim, Tehseen. Okay. All right. No worries. No worries. Shenbaga. Okay. Best of luck, everyone. Tomorrow also I'll be meeting all of you. Tomorrow I will be having the class. In case you can join, fine, well and good. And please make sure that all of you give it with a calm, composed mind. I'm sure it's going to be like super rocking all together. Of course, Devashish, blessings are always there. Let's pray very hard to all the gods that you pray to, and make sure that we get like a successful story, and all your efforts is definitely going to be coming true. Good night, take Academy. Good night, Dominator. Good night, Aziz. Best of luck, everyone. Take good care of yourself. Okay. Thanks, everyone, for joining in. I will catch up with all of you tomorrow at 10:30 p.m. and day after tomorrow with some of you. Also, I hope that I get to see you in person. All right. God bless. Take care. Bye. And best of luck. Thank you so much. Bye. Thanks, everyone.